Okay, Kitty Pies, it's November 5th, 2023, and this is the progress on the 60 beat bug restoration. Didn't do too much this week. The compressor, we lost the regulator on the compressor, so we had to order another one, and it'll get fixed later this week. But I was fortunate to get both heat channels dry fitted in, the whole bottom kind of much buttoned up. So this week I cut it off. I cut the braces off the doors, got them undone, brought it over to the lift, and dropped her back down on the pan. So you could see in here, I did get that other heat channel in. You could see there. Now everything here is dry fitted so far, okay? And I'm very impressed. Everything's looking really good. You could see in there. Those classic Fab heat channels, dead money, I tell you. Fit really good. All the holes lined up to the pans, really good. So, you can see here. Everything's looking really good. Those rear cross members fit really good. They lined right up. I got to play with them in the corners a little bit because I think they're like a universal for the later years too, but they're fitting good. Now you can see here, they lined up there, those bowls, and then you can see down here, lined up good. There's my body mount, that lines up good. Okay, so down in the corner here, I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit. And on this side here, inside you could see, once again, lines up good there. That lines up good there. Body mount holes lining up good also. So, very impressed so far. Now, if you get up underneath, let me see if I can see everything lined up good so far. Okay. Even up front there, the two there, on both sides, they line up dead money, okay? So, we're fitting good all on the bottom here. So, I reamed out the doors and put new pins in because there's no sense of using old sloppy doors if you're doing all this. You can see there, I didn't drive them all the way in yet because I want to paint around them. I just stuck them in there to fit the doors. Now this side, I just went one size oversized. The other side, I had to go double oversized, probably because that door gets used a lot more. But if you look here, the doors are opening and shutting. Nice. They're fitting really good. That line there looks good. Okay, it's lining up good. Nice even gap all the way around. What you want to see. Fronts are a little tight there, but that's just the way they were, because when I bought this car, they were tight in the front and a little fat in the back. But I'm going to fix that eventually. I know I am. Just to make it even all the way around. The door doesn't hit the bottom of the heater channel, which you want. It's shutting nice, so it should click really nice when you go to put them in. Okay, so it's this is fitting good back here. I got it just sitting in here. Okay, I'm gonna fix that rust there. That's the panel I fixed. But all the body mounts are dead money on this. You can see there. Fitting good there on that mount. That mount moved a little bit because it was rusted and broke loose. So I'll have to adjust that a little bit. So once again, on this door, you got a little fat gap there, but that's not bad. It's even all the way down. Okay. Once again, a little tight in the front there. That's just the way it was. The door's opening, not hitting the bottom of the heat channel. So it should seal up good with the seal. Everything's looking good up front here again. Okay. Things looking good in the back. So I'm very pleased. I was sweating the body mount to the pan. Now I have it just sitting on here dry fitted. Nothing's welded yet. I just snugged those bolts up on the bottom of the pan. I didn't tighten them totally all the way. I tightened them a little bit because there's really no gasket in there yet. There is a couple pieces of gasket. So awesome progress. I'm so happy. You can see here the front body mounts fit good. Now, I was waiting this week from CIP1 for these duct hoses for the heater channels up to the windshield. And boy, what a pain in the nuts it is to get these in there. You have to slide them down in there and get them in there. It took me a couple tries. Not real happy the way that works, but I'm pretty sure I got them in the slots. I'm going to pull them out. I just wanted to make sure that I can get them in from this way before welding the heat channels in. Got the other side in, so should be good to go there. I fit everything. I'm a stickler for fitting stuff. It just saves you. I spent an extra, 2.5 hours tonight just dropping this down, making sure everything fit good. Now, I had these braces here from Bug Stuff. You can see here how I used them. They were awesome. Well worth the $200 almost it was to buy those. Saved me a lot of time. And also, I use a tram gauge. I use the tram gauge. We use them in body shops. I trammed the bottom of that before I screwed those heat channels in with those 1/4-inch screws. I trammed it, and believe it or not, it paid off because most of the holes, that one cross number over there, I had to knock it over a little bit, not much, but it was, everything lined up really good because I trammed it before, and she fell right into place. So take the extra time, do it right. You'll save yourself a lot of aggravation in the reassembly. So I'm almost there now, kids. I just got to start welding her in place, making those patches in these certain areas. I got to make the patch up here in the front. That's an easy patch to make, not bad. I got to make some patches inside here. The B pillars down and behind the rear seat, I got to repair some of that. Rear package tray there in the corners, I got to make. Those aren't really hateful to make. So my A pillars are pretty good, so I could just weld them right up. I'm gonna have to put the patch panels in the quarters. Once again, fix that shock tower area. The back is all buttoned up. I have Wolf parts there and Autocraft rear H panel. That's all fitted, ready to be welded. And also my fire pan, I'm gonna, that's the Classic Fab inner fire pan up to 61, correct stampings right here and right there. So those are correct. Stampings look clean. This panel here I got from Finland, from this company here. Okay. Very, very awesome panel. Very clean stampings. Nice. Okay, I dry fitted this yesterday. It slides in there really good. It mates up with that panel. So I'm going to use those two panels to fix the inner. I'm going to cut that out after everything's welded on. That's going to be the last panel I do in this whole car. I'm going to cut that out. And then in the front here, I'm going to just section that other panel there, that one from Finland. I'm going to put it in the front there so it'll be nice, clean, all new metal. So you can see my heater channels mating up good there. Okay, so now this choke cable right here in the tunnel, I can't get that out to save my life. So that company from Finland, they sell bottom plates for the pans, and I'm going to cut that bottom plate off, and I'm going to run all new stainless lines up through that tunnel after it's sandblasted. And that should, I could run the original choke cable through that area. I'm going to have a stainless fuel line running through there, so everything in that tunnel will be nice and clean and new after I'm done. So looking real good, fitting, everything's fitting awesome. Now the many people may wonder why I paint the I painted the fenders, I painted the hood and deck lid. That's the Indian red. I did this because I was waiting some time to get the heat channels and everything, all my patch panels. In the meantime, I wanted to straighten all my bolt-on panels. I knew they fit to the car before I took them off. The hood, the doors, well, I didn't paint the doors, but I did the body work on them. The fenders, I fitted all those. So I do this because A, it gives me motivation. I could see the color the way it's going to be, and C, I could see my body work. If I messed up in this stage, I can always go back and fix it. You can see where I dry fitted it, where it chipped the paint there, where I put the latch in. Well, I'm going to fix that. So stuff like that, it's going to happen. You'd rather do it now than after it's all painted. So later on, when I go to paint it and put it together, there shouldn't be too many chips or mistakes. Now here's the primer that I use. Okay, if you're wondering, this is the epoxy primer I put down on the Bear. Okay. There's the reducer, there's the primer, and there's the hardener. Those are the numbers. Very good epoxy primer. I'll show you what it looks like. It's got this kind of a gloss. It's super hard. Okay. And you can see here, I'm doing I did the epoxy primer first. Then I'm doing, you always want to sand that epoxy primer before you put your body filler on. You don't have to sand it aggressively, just enough so the body filler will stick. You can see I'm taking my highs and lows out. Linear blocking tools, awesome tools to save you a lot of time, and it'll get the panels nice and straight. So, okay, kids, I'm almost home free now. I mean, this is the biggest step of this whole restoration, getting them heat channels in, bolted up to the pan. Now the pan I'm going to do last because that was my jig. I wanted to make sure I didn't cut the pan apart, because once you cut that pan apart, you just lost your jig. Now there's many guys out there that have rotisseries. I'm not a fan of rotisseries for these cars because everything moves too much. Once you unbolt that pan, it's like a big, messing around with a big noodle because it just moves. That's why you got to brace these up really good. Now there's a guy in, I think he lives in Connecticut or New England, that his name is Larry. You see him on that YouTube channel, CT 5154 VW or whatever, that guy. There's a couple videos of this guy Larry. Now that guy does everything right. He fits everything like me. He actually has a cart with a cutout of a pan on it, okay? And you put the body of the car on the cart with the shape of a pan. So he's actually got a jig on a cart. That way you could assemble your doors, fit all your panels, bolt up the holes to your pan and everything, do everything up on that cart without having, like me, I had to take it off, put it back on the pan again. You could do it right on that cart, which if I do a lot of these in the future, that's the way I'm going to go. Rotisseries are good because you can get them, but you can get up underneath and weld everything easy. But I think these cars move too much. I'd rather jig them on the original pans that come off with them. So that's my theory on how those things work. Big fan of fitting everything. If you don't fit anything, you're in trouble. Now, I'm not going to have to ream any of those holes on that pan at all. I mean, because I took my extra time. If you don't know anything, just get a tram gauge. That'll save you so much time. You can get those panels where you need them before you start welding. And then when I dropped it down in the pan, everything lined up. Okay, kitty pies, just an update on the 60 Bug.